Hello and welcome to TV and Tequila, the podcast where we talk about TV series we think more people should be watching. I am your humble host Lou, and you are joining us for a brand new segment this time called Batwoman AfterTea. And it is exactly what it says it is. We watch Batwoman and we discuss the latest episode, our hopes, our dreams, our fears, everything on our minds. With me in this segment, in this episode, and all the episodes to come, will be Laura, my lovely, lovely co-host. If you are a regular on this channel, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share. You know the drill by now. Also, one last thing, I apologize for the poor audio quality in this one. I will see to it that next time I will have a better recording device, such as this microphone I'm using right now, which is not optimal, but, you know, better than the poor laptop audio I used to record the first episode with. Without further ado, though, have fun listening to this first episode of the Batwoman AfterTea. Hello, Chloe and Alex. Laura here hasn't seen the first season of Batwoman, while yes. I have, and so we're watching it from different perspectives, which is fun, honestly.
And that's definitely the concept of this podcast, and it was planned.
It was so planned. We thought of this from the beginning. Okay, and we literally just watched the episode seconds ago. So, Laura, what was your overall opinion of it before we go into details?
A lot. It was a lot. It was intense. Everybody has killed somebody's parent. It was very dark and gross, like with the faces and stuff. And yeah, I don't know why people aren't more traumatized, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I think there were some cool moments. And given that I haven't seen the first season, everything was a little bit confusing because it took me a moment to realize who all the different characters were, but it didn't take that long.
After all, it's still a CW show.
Yeah, that's true. There were some, maybe this is too detailed already. So my overall impression was what I just said, basically. Yes, and then there were some lines where, there were moments where there was good dialogue, like what you pointed out towards the end. Mm-hmm. There were also some lines where it's very CW, I guess.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
I definitely had some moments where I was like, okay, I get the point, and you're bringing it across, but also this is cheesy as hell.
Yeah, oh gosh, what was her name? The main Ryan. I like her as a character. I like that her. Yeah, I think I'd be interested to see how she develops and what she does.
Definitely.
But she does have a lot of sort of monologue-y type of lines where she kind of in the office with her, I don't know what she is supposed to be, parole officer or no.
That person.
That person. Or
where she had to kind of say whether she'd found a job or housing, etc.
Yeah. There's a name for those people. I've forgotten what the name is.
Yeah.
Where she had, she sort of went talking about her situation and how it's very difficult to find a job because she doesn't have a house, and she can't find a house. She can't find living.
Housing.
She can't find housing because she doesn't have a job, and it's kind of a vicious cycle. And I feel like that. That's all really good points, and I feel like it's very good to bring this up. But the way that they bring it up is very sort of straightforward, and she has a couple of those moments.
She does have a couple of those moments, and my mind when watching these episodes is always split because on one side I'm just a consumer who wants fun, entertaining TV, and I find these scenes very redundant. I'm like, okay, so I get it. You're telling us who you are. Okay, this is a lot of info dump, a lot of monologue to explain who you are. But then again, my mind, like the other half of my mind, is kind of like, oh, but this is the first episode of a new season. You have to set up a new storyline. You have to introduce this character. This character doesn't seem to have any friends. So how are you going to do like an exposition? So she talks to herself, to her plant, and to that parole officer. Which on the other hand, like on one side, I'm a little bit annoyed because I'm like, oh, info dump, etc. But on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, but also how would we get this information in this episode in a different way? Because they needed to have it in this episode.
I mean, that's the thing. They needed. So basically, she wasted no time to put on the suit. Like, she found the suit, and was like, okay, this is my solution to my problems. And I'm going to taking her, becoming powerful. And to kind of understand that motivation, we need to know about her backstory. I wonder if it would have been enough for us to just see that flashback of basically everybody getting killed to understand why she puts on the suit. Yeah.
Well, I would say yes. For me personally, it would have been enough. But I really, really like the Alice reveal that it was the Wonderland gang who did it, because that wonderfully tied her into the storyline. It's not like, oh, Ruby Rose left, there's this random chick now who is not Kate Kane, but it's like, oh no, she is not Kate Kane, but she has stakes as well. Like, she doesn't know Alice like Kate did, but she has stakes. And I think that was very important to give her in this episode. I think there could have been one flashback scene less. I think the one where they stand in front of the door, like when they get in, like very happily, and then one beat up scene and then one Alice reveal scene would have been enough. I feel like there were more.
There were sort of just like these smaller flashbacks.
Yeah.
Like when she was in the plane crash in the wreckage, and she had like flashbacks of trying to revive her mother and stuff. Yeah, there were quite a few. Like, I mean, that's the thing. I think her backstory was laid out very clearly for us, not just by the flashbacks, but then also by her when she in the tunnel when she meets the two, Luke and the half-sister, stepsister, yes, her, and she sort of, has her statistics monologue, which is, I mean, I feel like it's really cool to just have a speech ready for when you're confronted like that,
Absolutely. I mean, listeners, right now, we were watching it before over Zoom, and it was just us going like, after the monologue, we were like really impressed, like, wow, she knows a lot of numbers, like Google statistics. We were genuinely impressed. But yeah, that statistics monologue, wow.
Yeah,
I'm a number.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually a very good speech. It was just super early on, and like, I feel like maybe she says that to a lot of, she either says the speech to a lot of people, or she just like was ready, like she had it in the back of her head for whenever this moment would occur.
I mean, or like I said before, if I would find not Superman, but like a Batwoman suit, I would also like Google some statistics, and then if someone asked me, I am the 1% in, like, I would, but I'm also a drama person, but like I would get ready.
Yeah. I mean, she's also not a drama person, but she's a dramatic well, she's not a dramatic person, but she had a dramatic exit.
Yes.
And and the third thing I was going to say is that we know a lot about her backstory from the stepsister Googling her basically and looking up her records, and that sort of scene of them finding out about her and stuff, which kind of was a little bit repetitive, if you ask me, because she already said it in the speech. She said what happened to her, and then she Googled it and I guess fact checked that, but still, it was kind of it was double the information essentially.
Yeah, again, it was like this scene, what was it, a 3-minute scene of just like, first of all, introducing them again to her and being a little bit redundant, but also driving the point home of like who this person is, but then also for people like you who haven't seen the first season, being like, hey, this was Kate. You don't need to know everything about her, but she was a good person, and she didn't only have a lot of money, but she also did something with it, basically, which is a nice tip of the hat to Kate Kane, I think. In regards to the new Batwoman, I think my next question to you would be, like, what you think of her, like Ryan as a person. I think I can go first because I'm going to be really brief about this, because I find her super cool. First of all, I don't know yet if I like her more than Kate Kane, because Kate Kane was kind of like this broody, also like Batwoman, Batman kind of broody type. What I love about her in this first episode is that she is actually funny and that she has comedic timing. Because Kate Kane had like one-liners who were like ironic and sarcastic, but they were never funny because they were not delivered in a funny way, but more of a I'm gonna smirk. But Ryan is very funny, and I like that. And I like that she has like her best friend, the plant, who is her mom. Probably, like, did you say that there might be the ashes of her mom in there?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, might be.
Yeah, it
might just be that it's just her mom's plant.
Yeah, I think it's either her ashes or it belonged to her, and I think it was in the flashback when, like, before they went into the apartment.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
So it has significance. It was quite funny though, just quick interjection, when she was fighting fake Batman and like he took her plant and I kind of went, oh no, her plant, and she goes, no. He was like, oh, we're in agreement.
Yeah. I giggled a bit because the two of you on my screen, I just saw Laura and Batwoman going, no. The plant. Save the plant. I mean, no, yeah. But what did you think of Ryan? I mean, you can't obviously compare her to Kate Kane, but like just as a character.
Sorry. Like I said, I liked her, or I like her. I think I honestly don't know. I mean, it's really hard because you don't know that much about her personality-wise. Like, you know her backstory, but you don't know too much personality-wise. I mean, yeah, she's funny. She's quite impulsive, I think, from just like finding the batsuit, putting on the batsuit, going and jumping down on some random dudes, and then getting, well, almost losing, not almost, but like at the beginning looking like she might lose the fight.
Absolutely.
And then sort of going like, oh, I didn't think this through. So I don't know, like I feel like she could be interesting. It's really hard to say.
Can I add something to this? Because you said, oh, she has a lot of backstory, but not a lot of personality. Because I am Lou and I compare everything to D&D. I think she is like this very thought through D&D character where you have the backstory ready and you have the stats and you know all these things this character can do, but then you actually have to sit on a table and play them. And I feel like the playing part is missing. Like, this is a D&D character sheet right now.
Right.
It is not a character yet.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, maybe because it's the first episode and there was a lot of information that they had to give us, not just regarding her, but like everything else that was going on. So I'm not saying that she doesn't have one, obviously. I'm saying that we just haven't seen it yet. Like her, because also I think a lot of this sort of her personality will come out more when she's tested and when she comes up against difficult situations and starts working with the team potentially, which I assume is going to happen. And how she handles Alice and how she goes, like, you know, that kind of thing, I think would show more. Because right now we just know, I mean, we know she's prepared. She's prepared.
She is so prepared for speeches, dramatic exits. She is the girl if you want to save your plant.
Yes. And I quite like the scene when she puts on the suit, and it's not like super sleek the way she puts it on, or super elegant, because she's kind of wiggling around and she's like using her teeth to put on certain bits of the suit. And I mean, I assume, because I first wasn't sure if it was actually going to fit because, you know, everybody has a different body, but apparently it fits.
I mean, it's DC. Suits fit.
That's true.
I also like the scene where she beats up her first two guys and she's just kind of like, I have no idea what this button does. We're gonna find out together. And I felt this was so genuine and I laughed so much because I was like, yeah, bitch, you sorry, not bitch. I'm reclaiming the word. It's bitch in a positive way. You have no clue what this means. If you like, anything could happen. And I just, it was a really cool move to just say, I have no idea what this does, but I'm going to push it if you don't cooperate.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's very, I don't want to say ballsy because that's, you know, implies that balls equals courage. But whatever the gender neutral version of that word is, boisterous. Yeah. No, that's not it. But yeah, anyway, she's that. No, and I mean the moment before that when she accidentally shoots the one guy in the leg, I think.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh my god, I legitimately didn't actually mean to do that." But like, she doesn't seem like she's flailing around to sort of or anything because she does seem fairly capable, having done martial arts.
Yeah, I mean, we know she's a martial arts teacher, and to be a teacher, obviously, you have to be really good. Sorry, and another thing that just came to mind, because I was wondering, like, having seen the first season, the first two guys, I was like, oh, but one is wearing like a clown mask. And technically, like, all mask stuff I put in the Wonderland gang category. And I was like, oh, but these seem like Alice's guys. Why is she after them? And I've just as a side note, I found the Alice, like, killed kind of her mom reveal, or like the gang. I found this very satisfying because I was like, why is she after the Wonderland gang? Like, did they do anything to her? Like, because the Wonderland gang, they're like obviously criminals, but criminals usually don't dunk on poor people.
Right.
Because there's nothing to grab.
Yeah, they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time, essentially.
Absolutely. And it makes sense that they squatted there because Alice squats in houses, which was established in season 1. So I think that was a really cool turn. What did you think of, like, story-wise? Could you follow this story not having seen season 1, or were you more like, oh, characters, or were you like, oh, there's actually story going on?
I mean, I could see that there is story going on. I mean, it took me a moment. I mean, you had to explain, you know, some things to me. We had to take some breaks about, like, the exes and what happened with those two, Sophie and blonde Julia. English Julia. What happened with them? I like Julia. I don't know if I should. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I like her too. I nodded vigorously. Yes, I like her too.
She seems like she has integrity, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there was just a lot going on in this episode. I think that I felt the emotional build-ups of separate scenes, but not of the whole episode, I think. I mean, except for Ryan's kind of arc a little bit, but everybody else, it's a little bit scattered, I felt.
Yeah, I would also say it was a little bit scattered having seen the first season, because there was not like, again, it was a lot of exposition. It was a lot of, we have to set up a whole 20-episode season. So I think, yes, there were certainly some moments like with, I forget her name, the stepsis. I'm very sorry, I'm going to look it up. But like when she says, oh, her mom died in her arms, that's a moment where we paused and I explained the gravity of this scene to you. But I was like, wow, yes, your mom died in your arms. I totally forgot. Thank you for reminding me in this horrible way.
Yeah, that... Yeah, I mean, also I thought it was kind of funny the way Alice revealed her plan. Basically, it was just kind of like, well, I had it planned out. It was supposed to happen that, like, he kills her, and then, yes.
I'm very sorry, but I'm not entirely sure. But knowing the CW and DC, I think because of COVID, they had to cut the last couple of episodes of
Oh.
season one. They didn't get shot, and because obviously Ruby Rose left, they had to change some stuff. So I think Alice in that scene was just saying what should have happened at the end of season one, but they didn't get to do it for multiple reasons, which I am not, look, this, I might be absolutely wrong, but knowing the CW and DC, this might have very well been like the short explanation of the missing 2 or 3 episodes.
Oh. Right. Well, that's odd.
Yeah, but also TV, you can get meta.
That's true. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, okay. I mean, obviously, because I didn't see season 1 or I didn't know any of that stuff, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny the way she was just like. I mean, this was my first introduction to her actually as a character, and he was like,
"What did you think of Alice?" Yeah.
Well, she seems like she's in a lot of pain. And to be honest, I'm always like the whole thing about any show regarding Gotham and Batman and etc. There's always this aspect that makes me a little bit uncomfortable because every bad person or every bad character has mental illness in these kinds of shows or movies or whatever. Like, obviously, it's the kind of quote unquote crazy that's not exactly diagnosable in the real world. Like, it's the kind of like, oh, she's just off the rails, or she has trauma and now she's evil kind of simplified explanation, where I'm always like, well, yeah, I mean, it's like that in the comics, and it's a very fictionalized, I guess, world where mental illness leads to bad and people people doing crime. So I don't know. I'm kind of not necessarily like, because she has mental issues, I guess you could say. I don't think I'll be able to ever fully be against her, because I'll always be like, well, she has this very deep pain from, well, you explained to me where that comes from. Yeah. Like, obviously it's very overdramatic the way that she is crazy, quote unquote, because the way she sleeps next to her dead brother and the way her mannerisms and that kind of thing, which is very Joker-esque. And like, I don't know. I mean, I also like the actress, so, so it's interesting because I found out in the course of the episode, but also just from you telling me, and Warner, if I had seen season 1, she's killed a lot of people and she has done a lot of stuff. But she's also really funny. So I don't know. That was my impression of her, basically.
Oh my God. Like, can you truly hate a person who like kills people but is also funny?
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I mean, she is one of those villains who is, have you seen Killing Eve?
I have, yes, not all of it, but yes. I need to watch it, all of it.
Yeah, you do. But also like Vilanelle, which is a very cool name for a villain, in Killing Eve.
Oh my God, I never realized it sounds like villain. Oh my God.
Oh my God, she's
such an idiot.
Really? She's Vilanelle.
I know. I don't know why I didn't make that connection. Wow.
Anyway.
Wow.
Are you good?
Yeah, I've seen like 2 seasons.
No, I mean, but for me, I wanted to say Rachel Skarsten, but it's Alice. Alice in Batwoman has always been kind of a Villanelle character for me. She's always been like, she does really horrible things you cannot come back from. Like, Villanelle and Alice have both killed people, not only in gruesome ways, but also the amount of people and the not caring about them having killed people. You cannot come back from that, but they are both funny. They are both, as people, not that bad, and they do it for reasons. I mean, whether I agree with those reasons or not is not a matter that the show has to answer for.
Yeah.
But like they have very legitimate reasons in their heads. So for me, Alice actually was obviously an antagonist and a villain, but you know, I like her. I wouldn't want to meet her for a coffee in real life. Please no. But also, I never rooted against her in 20 episodes of season 1. In fact, I wanted to ship her with Kate, but they were sisters, so that didn't work. So now I'm going to ship her with Ryan.
Oh.
Out of protest.
But she also killed her mom. So, I mean, her gang killed her mom.
Yeah, but look.
Sure, that will happen.
Out of protest. Anyway, watching this first episode of season 2 with you just reminded me a lot of Killing Eve, which I'm rewatching at the moment. I'm on season 3 now, and I'm like, oh wow, like Vilanelle and Alice are very alike. They could both be very dramatic and extra, but then also like kill you in a heartbeat if they get bored.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Alice has a lot of trauma, and I don't know if she doesn't feel it, honestly, because she seems to push a lot of things just away and live in her fairy tale world.
I mean, yeah, I think that's a different type of coping mechanism for her. I think, I think sort of, I guess, psychologically, wow. I think they're, like, they may be similar characters, her and Vilanelle, but I think they have very different backgrounds.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, I was going to say as well, I don't know why, but I thought it wasn't funny, but I thought it was funny that when her father comes into the mansion, or Wayne Manor, and with a gun, and she says that Kate is Batwoman, and he doesn't believe her, and it's just like another moment of her whole plan kind of not working out as she wants it to, and she's kind of a little bit aimless in this first episode, like until the very end where she says she has a purpose again.
Oh, definitely. I mean, her entire goal of season 1 was to get back at her family, which she was like very focused on Kate for that. She was like Catra with Adora. She was like, I need to get you, and I will bring everyone else down to get you.
Yeah.
And now her point of fixation is gone. So I think it was I thought it was very cool to see her this aimless.
Well, yes. I mean, I would probably need to see her not aimless to have the comparison.
I mean, yeah, she was. I mean, the first whole season she was there with, like the puppeteer with her master plan. So it was really cool to not have her have a master plan.
Drama.
Okay, but we've been talking for quite a while, a little bit. I just wanted to add something at the very end, and then obviously, if you want to talk about something you can do that as well. But one point that I was like, already in the beginning, I was like, ooh, is the new Batwoman gonna get superpowers? And then in the end again with the kryptonite in her chest, I'm like, ooh, is she gonna get superpowers? I think my wish for episode 2, or like season 2 generally, is for Batwoman to get fucking superpowers, because everyone else does. I mean, Sarah Lance excluded, but you know, everyone else does in the DC universe. So I really want to have a Batwoman with superpowers.
That's true. But wait, I think Arrow doesn't actually have superpowers. He's just very good at shooting arrows.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oliver Queen. It's true. Yeah,
I mean, is another rich person with access to stuff.
It's either you're rich and have access to stuff, or you get superpowers, or you're Sarah Lance and you're a legend. Literally.
Yeah. Sarah Lance is cool.
Yeah, she is.
Anyway, I mean, it's interesting that they said that she should have died because she got hit with the kryptonite. And then she's now got a little bit of a kryptonite infection, but the way that they framed that and the way the music sort of changed a little bit when they said, what? you got hit, but you didn't die kind of thing. What it makes me think that she is already somehow physically special.
Right? Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, I mean, my hopes in the beginning were that she that the plane maybe was radioactive or some sort. But yeah, I mean, the fact that well, first of all, she caught a kryptonite bullet, which not even Sarah Danvers could survive, probably. Because it was right. Sorry, Cara Danvers.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know, maybe like a new character was introduced or something. I don't know.
No. Cara Danvers could survive, and then it was like right above the heart. It was like really critical.
Yeah. But I think I'm a little bit confused about the effects of kryptonite, because I always thought that kryptonite was just dangerous for Kryptonians. That's the word.
Kryptonians, yes. Yeah, I think you're right. But I also think that kryptonite for human people acts like a bullet. And if you catch a bullet here above the heart, you at least need medical attention.
True. I mean, it was a little bit dumb that she was like, no, don't look at my shoulder. I'm leaving.
Yeah. But first I thought like maybe she already got shot and has like a plate implant, or I don't know. But then we saw it and I was like, okay, you should have gone to the hospital, girl, but it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
What are your hopes for episode 2?
That she goes and gets that kryptonite infection checked out. No, but well, that actually yes. But
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I suppose I don't know, because I seen season 1, so I can't build on like other stuff except from what I've seen this episode. So I guess I want to know more of that about that storyline with Alice and Sapphire? No, Sapphire. Sapphire. Okay. I'm taking the fall if it's wrong. Sapphire. Sure.
Yeah.
That person. Mm-hmm. What's up with that? And
yeah, Juliet seems to be involved. Julia seems to be involved in that as well.
Oh.
Because
of the tail. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because in season 1, Sapphire was after Julia, and then but Alice was also in contact with them, and now Kate's gone, and Sapphire seems to take credit for that.
Yes.
Yes, but anyway.
So that
more of that,
I guess, and I mean, yeah, and then also I suppose how things go on with Ryan, and because I'm sort of wondering how long it's going to take Ryan to get back in the suit, essentially, because she was in the suit already. Like there's none of this sort of taking on the responsibility. There's none of that, or basically maybe she'll do that, or after she's already had it on. So because she kind of came to the conclusion at the end of the episodes that that she didn't deserve the suit after all. And now I just hope they don't take too long with her then saying like, oh no, I tried it didn't work out, I'm not going to do this, and and just I can't be bothered with that. Basically.
Yeah, but I don't think she will. It'll take too long for her to get back into the suit. Okay. For our listeners, we will not see you next week. You will hear us next week. Maybe, hopefully. Thank you for listening. Now,
bye.
Bye, people.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Batwoman After Tea. If you liked this episode, please like, subscribe, share. You know the drill by now. It would be incredibly nice if you did it, but also no one's going to cry about it if you don't. We don't get money with this. This is Lou signing off. Have a nice one.